ground, Delta 654 at Foxtrot 9 with Tango, ready for push. We are unable any runways except for 26 for weight.
Alright, Delta 654, Phoenix ground, roger. Expect 26 for departure. Just hold the push for a minute. I'm going to have a company 73 coming out of the west alleyway there in just a second.
654.
Ground Delta 1470, ready for push with Tango. Excuse me, taxi.
Delta 1470, runway 25 right, taxi Delta, Delta 7 Echo.
25 right, taxi Delta, Delta 7 Echo, Delta 1470.
Delta 654, that company's coming out of there now. Once they pass behind you on Delta, push tail west on taxiway. Delta's approved.
Clear to push, tail west, taxiway Delta after the traffic passes behind Delta 654. Ground Southwest 715, we're joining Echo for spot 7.
715, Phoenix ground, good morning, taxi Echo, Delta 8, Delta to the ramp.
Echo, Delta 8, Delta Southwest 715.
1470, monitor tower on 120.9, good day.
120.9, Delta 1470, good day.
All right, so it looks like we are live right now. And signal's looking good. Picture's looking good. So welcome into another edition of Live Plane Spotting. We're back here at Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix today. On this beautiful early June morning here in Phoenix, Arizona. We are on the south side of Terminal 4, and apologies for the slightly obstructed views we get today. I'm actually a couple of levels down from the top level of the parking structure, just because I couldn't find a space in the exact area that I wanted.
At gate Foxtrot 10, ready for pushback with Tango.
Delta 733, Phoenix ground, good morning, use caution there. The company 73 push just behind to your right. Once you're able to push back tail west on taxiway, Delta's approved.
So we're a couple floors down, and that helps out with the temperature, because it is kind of hot. Anyway, we have Delta Flight 1470. Delta Flight 1470 headed up to Seattle today. A Boeing 737. Departing on runway 25 right. So we're not going to be able to see the complete departure. Now this Southwest, as you can see right there, is in the canyon blue colors. This is not the new one. This is not the new retro Max 8. This is still one of the old ones.
Taxi Delta Tango, hold short of Charlie.
Delta Tango, hold short, Charlie. Delta.
And it's not very common anymore to see these older ones in the canyon blue colors. They're becoming fewer and fewer as they get repainted or as they get retired. I don't know yet what the age of this aircraft is, but of course, as you know, Southwest does have a Max 8 in the
thank you.
canyon blue color scheme, just like this. It's their retro paint scheme with the registration number named after Colleen Barrett, the former company president, which they just unveiled last year, brand new aircraft. But this is still one of the older ones. And that plane is Southwest that just took off. It's 2668, headed up to Boise. And that is one of their 737-700s that is 22 years old. So it's one of the ones that they have on lease.
Over the Tango Bridge, contact the North Ground 119.75. Good day.
At the North Bridge, we'll contact ground 119.75, 654.
And we do have our air traffic control, of course, provided by liveatc.net for this particular application. If you go over to their website, they have a lot of different air traffic control feeds from all over the world that you can listen to on the website for free. It's a great resource for aviation enthusiasts, plane spotters as well. And what you just heard a moment ago, a Delta aircraft crossing the bridge, talking to ground control. They're actually departing. They actually crossed the bridge to the north, and I heard when I was setting them up, I heard them ask ground control for a north runway 26 departure, as the pilot said, for weight. So very few aircraft, other than the heavy aircraft, depart from the north. It's kind of rare. I did see one last time we were out here on the north side. We saw a Delta depart for Salt Lake City on runway 26. And today we see, well, we didn't actually see it, but there was one headed to runway 26 right now. Again, that's another one for weight purposes. And that one is, oh yeah, that's that one that we are talking about now is headed to JFK in New York. It's a 737-900. So they're headed on a long journey across the country, and I can only assume they must be heavy with weight and passengers.
25 right, Delta 7 Echo, Delta 733.
And hence the need for a longer runway. So, especially with the 737, those planes tend to really use up a lot of the runway, as we've seen here a few times, particularly with American and United. We don't see them rotating early. But we just had an arrival. We just had a Southwest arrival at this gate right here at the end of the concourse. I can't tell what flight that is. They've gone off the flight tracker. But as you can see, on the other side there, the baggage unloading operation has begun. So we're somewhat in a quiet period right now. All the departures have taken place. We do have a Frontier A320neo landing from Tampa, and let's see if we can grab that right there. Landing on runway 25 left. Of course, Frontier will be parking at Terminal 3. And I really hate this level of the garage because we're kind of cut off there by the SkyTrain, the roof of the SkyTrain station. This was really the best I could do. So I didn't really want to be up on the roof today. I think there was an open spot up on the roof somewhere in this area that would have probably provided a slightly better view, but it is out there in the sun. And let's see, what else do we have coming in at the moment? Southwest, another 737. Oh, what is this? Whoa. Okay. This was apparently a go-around that apparently went around while I was setting up. And they are approaching... Here, let's turn up tower frequency.
Foxtrot 8.
Right turn on Foxtrot, still 25 right in Foxtrot.
Okay, that was a Frontier that just landed. There was a Southwest. This flight from Houston looks like it passed the runway and went around. And they're coming back around for a second landing attempt.
Phoenix Tower, American 772, visual 25 left. American 7272, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, there's landing and
We're going to have an American coming up after that and another American. So American 772 will be landing from Tucson after the Southwest. And now I can see the Southwest coming up here in the distance. And we do have a departure, it looks like. Delta. We have another Delta departure. Airbus, an Airbus A321. Taxiing. And of course there's the SkyTrain. Now this Southwest, this is the go-around flight from Houston, and they're landing on 25 right. Which is a little bit unusual. Most place on 25 left. But since they are Southwest, we'll see them approaching the ramp area. And maybe they'll pull into one of the open gates that are close to where we're situated here. Meanwhile, Delta, I believe that's Delta 732, if I'm not mistaken. 723. A 4-year-old Airbus A321 headed to Atlanta. Headed back to the home base.
3505, Foxtrot 8, cross from the 25 right, continue with Echo Delta 9,
right, here comes the American from Tucson.
25 right.
Right there. Yeah, that flight from Tucson is a really, really short flight. Super short flight. It almost doesn't even make sense to take an airplane. They departed from Tucson 24 minutes ago. So it's basically the whole time that I've been up here, basically when I first got up, that's a super, super short flight.
You're expected to turn right, straight ahead, 6, runway 25 right, taxi 5 north. 95 6, cross 25 right, taxi 5 northeast.
We have a Pilatus PC-12 landing, approaching, it's going to be a 25 left landing, and you can see it. Right there. And they'll be headed over to the FBO at the end of the runway when they land. The southwest departure that's pulling out of one of the concourses further west of where I am, and so they'll be taxiing right by this area where we're standing right now.
Tower, November 5.
We should see them. ERB, yes, a Pilatus PC-12. There's no information on it, so it's probably a blocked aircraft. I don't see a call sign or a registration. Let's see if I can see anything on ADSB. Let's see what they show. Well, they show registration 247 November. November 247, November 2001 Pilatus PC-12, M&J Leisure Incorporated. This is a blocked aircraft operating under the limited aircraft data displayed blocking mode, which means that the flight trackers can have the registration number and data about the aircraft, but not the flight data. For some reason, Flight Radar 24 doesn't even show the registration, but the registration and the ADSB data from their flight. And it looks like they took off from the Goodyear airport and went to, looks like Cortez, Colorado.
Phoenix
and back.
We're ready, center 75, ready to go runway 25 right. 75, do extent run runway 25 right, sir. Thank you, clear for takeoff 25 right.
We have another Embraer Phenom 300 approaching for landing. It looks like this is another blocked aircraft. It's not showing up on flight radar. We have a departure going out to Mexico, Volaris airline. I don't know the destination. This may be Guadalajara or one of the other locations. But they do operate a couple of daily flights into here. And where's that? The Embraer jet approaching is right there. I would have to guess this is going to be another blocked aircraft, not available for tracking. Of course, that doesn't mean we can't track it. Can't seem to focus on it. There we go. It's a little bit better. So Embraer Phenom 300 is landing, and American looks like an American A320 or A321 moving into the runway. American at 1769. An A320 headed to Spokane, Washington. Right there. And rolling for departure to Spokane. This is that other Southwest that I was saying that was going to be taxiing out for departure. And we can see them. Flight 1002, this is a MAX 8. Headed to Dallas, headed back to home base, Dallas Love Field. And this is a 4-year-old 737 MAX 8. And looks like there's somebody with a belt loader moving a belt loader from one concourse to the other for Southwest, so they can unload some baggage. We have one plane here at the gate. Looks like they are in the process still of loading it up. We have a United that's moving toward the runway, followed by a SkyWest. But United 1269, 737-900 will be headed to Chicago. And let's see what else we have coming in. I don't have any other arrivals right now, but we have United 737-900 in the new colors headed up to Chicago. Let's see if we can catch them after liftoff. I barely see it. Man, I really am blocked here. Well, everything at the end of the runway and some ground activity. I didn't want to go down to the other end because since they're departing from this end, this is the end where all the action is going to happen. So I figured I would try to get a spot down here. And this was the best I could do. See y'all later, ERB. 24 minutes, ERB, if you're still in the chat. 24-minute flight is not 4 hours of driving. I drove to Tucson in December to take a look at the landing of that 747 SP. It did not take me 4 hours to get to Tucson. It's probably about 3. Of course, I live in the south side of Phoenix, so it's a little bit closer. Somebody on the north side of town, well, maybe. But 3 hours, pretty much a straight run down the interstate. But it's a 24-minute flight, but I mean, it's expensive. As you know, flying today is not cheap, especially on American Airlines. So there's significant cost involved in taking the flight, way more than the cost of gas, because of course Tucson, the price of gas is actually cheaper, a lot cheaper, like a whole $1 cheaper in Tucson than it is here in Phoenix. So you can fill up in Tucson for $3 and I don't know, $3.50 or so a gallon, $3.40 maybe, and that one tank of gas. Might be able to go back and forth on one tank, depending on the car. So we have this Southwest getting loaded up over here. No information on where this flight will be going. We have, let's see, ASI. We have a Southwest coming from the west, making a downwind approach. That'll be landing here on the south. It's coming from San Francisco. And we may actually be able to see it. It's a little bit hazy. We've got a little bit of haze going on. I don't know if my camera can pick it up, if I can even see it off to the south. No, I don't. I definitely don't see it. But it'll be landing here in a few minutes anyway. So we'll see that. Let's take a look and see if we have any other approaches. Well, there is a U.S. Navy 737 currently flying at 38,000 feet, and it's about to fly directly overhead, headed toward the southwest of us, coming out of Fort Worth, Texas. See if we can spot that one. Very clear sky today, but it depends on whether these aircraft are leaving contrails. Flight path appears to be directly overhead, or just slightly south, and no contrails today. That's unfortunate. That would have been a nice shot. I saw that plane and I thought, maybe it's coming here, but being 38,000 feet, it looks like it turned a bit toward the west when it flew right over. Sometimes we do see that. We do see aircraft that are high altitude aircraft flying over Phoenix because there's a major airway, a high altitude airway directly over Phoenix. The Phoenix VOR, the PHX, or that would be the Phoenix VOR is just to the east of the south runways. And so it looks like that plane flew right over the VOR on their flight path. You can't really see it from the airport, but from the highway going out, it's just east of the field across the interstates in that direction on the outside. And that's a major navigational airway that a lot of aircraft will cross over. So Phoenix does get its fair share of high altitude crossings. If they're coming from south, they're usually coming from Mexico. North could be coming from pretty much anywhere. We have one taxiing out for departure. Another United will be making the runway soon, headed to Newark. 1393 is an A320. And American Flight 195. 777 from London landing on the other runway. And so we can't see them from where we're at. That Southwest from San Francisco is still making its way to the airport. United A320 right there. So we've reached kind of a
1393 Phoenix down, runway 25 right, sir.
All right, there's 1393, been cleared for takeoff. We are kind of in a quiet period right now. Looks like they are on the final stages of loading this aircraft. The rear baggage compartment is already closed. Looks like the last couple of suitcases going in. That one should be departing soon. Southwest on arrival from San Francisco is turning on final approach. So we should grab that pretty soon. Charles D. Yep. It sure is. Thanks for joining the chat, Charles D. We've got... I was hoping I could see that aircraft, but it's a little bit too hazy. And that was about, when it passed south of here on the downwind, it was about, probably 7 or 8 miles, which on another day would have been easy to see, but not with this haze. Not that far. So we don't really have any other departures at the moment. Let's see if we have anything coming down from the north side. We do. We have a SkyWest. 3019. It's a CRJ. It's going to Medford, Oregon. We have that one. Looks like there is an Amazon 737 that just started up.
South 490 Phoenix Tower.
Or came alive on the flight tracker. Amazon is down at the west end here, and so they should be departing. We should be able to see them. Oh, we do have a Southwest departure right next to that one. And you can see they have to really turn that one kind of tight because they are in the first gate. So they have a limited space to push back over there. As you can see, they're right up against the wall there. But this aircraft is departing, let's see, looks like 4523 departing for Burbank. All right, 737 800. No, actually, this might not be the one. The Burbank flight is listed as a 737-700. Let me see. All right, let's see what's going on here. We got... All right. It may not be live on the flight tracker yet. I don't think this is the Burbank flight. Although we'll see soon. They are headed out right now. And they're going to be behind a Delta. Another Delta departure. And so this is the third.
Ground Southwest 594 approaching spot 6, ready taxi with go. Southwest 594, Phoenix ground, runway 25, right taxi, Delta 12, back up. Delta 12, go 25.
All right, so that's Southwest flight 594. This Delta flight right here. The third Delta flight that we've seen depart today, Airbus A321. We have another business aircraft right there, coming in on 25 left.
Central Cross-Base Uniform, current 3103, Phoenix up 10 meters, 10 or 87.
All right, Southwest flight 594 is headed to San Francisco. All right, so this is the San Francisco flight, and there is a San Francisco flight landing, the one that we were watching on the flight tracker. I don't know where they went. I didn't see, they didn't land yet.
Friendly 810, Phoenix clearance cadet, including Imperial Airport after departure. Fly runway heading, expect rate of exiters, Firebird 1 departure, Mohawk transition that is filed, anything 5,000. Expect 10,000, 3 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.8, squawk 4143. Runway 10, read back direct, thank you.
All right, so this is not Southwest. I wonder if I missed that Southwest landing from, say, San Francisco. Let me check the flight tracker.
Grand South 490, turn on Echo, we're going to flight 7. South 490, Phoenix ground taxi, Echo Delta, Delta the ramp. Echo Delta.
Okay, yeah, I did miss it. They just landed from San Francisco. They'll be taxiing right by us here. Sun Country, no, this is Amazon. All right, we have Amazon 737, which we can't see right now, but they are approaching on the runway, on the taxiway. So we're going to see them. We're going to see them right there. This is a
3003 monitor tower, good day.
This is a passenger to cargo converted Boeing 737 flying under the Amazon Prime brand, and it is operated by Sun Country. Sun Country operates the 737 flights for Amazon Prime.
Officer 3303, Phoenix ground taxi, Delta to the ramp.
Delta to the ramp.
Ground, big strike 406.
Big Shark 406, Phoenix ground uniforms down current. Be runway 25 left to hotel 7, taxi at 2 holds for the hotel.
Big strike 406. We're going to need runway 25 right.
Okay, Big Shark 406, be runway 25 right for departing, holds for the hotel.
25 right, we'll try to hotel.
All right, so right there you heard Big Stripe. The airline called Big Stripe is JSX Airlines, and they operate out of the FBO.
Get up and head to the restroom. All right, South 490, whenever you can, just taxi into the ramp. All right, taxi to the ramp.
And they operate the Embraer 135, the ERJ 135.
All right, Big Strike 406, that traffic roll that needs to come in at Jackson taxi via hotel, and then also runway 25 left to hotel 7.
Okay, taxi via hotel, close short of 25 left to hotel 7.
Number
1460 Phoenix ground taxi, Delta spot 5.
Delta spot 5.
All right, so we have Amazon. Amazon, that flight was headed to Fort Worth. And you're looking at Southwest 490, or they just passed us here. They, I believe this is 490. The one from San Francisco. There's also another one coming in right here. And they're going to be pulling into the third gate right there. So the one pulling into the third gate would be 490, I think.
Big Stripe 406, monitor tower 120.9 good day.
Wait. $1460 from Albuquerque. All right, so that's $1460 from Albuquerque. The one that just landed from San Francisco is right there pulling in, and the one that was getting loaded with baggage earlier is right here. We got to go around. We have a go around. Right there. For some reason, they decided to go ahead and abort their landing and go around. That is a Southwest flight.
4621 Phoenix ground, push to spot 3 through.
Spot 3, Southwest 467.
Every once in a while, that does happen here at Sky Harbor. For one reason or another, the pilots will abort their landing and go around.
Grand, that's 1719 Sierra Short Delta for Foxtrot 12.
1719.
And that one is,
Delta to the ramp, Delta 1719.
And the
let's
southwest
see,
of the column?
1181 from LAX.
It's 2069, we're 2369, right, give me 1 second. South 6611, Phoenix ground, stay parking. Southwest 6611, Phoenix ground, stay parking. Alrighty, South 2369, you're clear of the outskirts of the airport via the Rope 1 departure, Juniper transition, direct to Mali, and the Burrito 1 arrival. Maintain 8,000, expect flight level 370, 3 minutes after departure, squawk 4262.
All right, so this Southwest right here is going to be 45. This is the Burbank flight. 45,
that arrival
23.
Mali, that's the transition into the Burrito 1 arrival into Albuquerque, and expect flight level 370 3 minutes after departure.
All right, so let's see, this is Burbank. So like I was saying earlier about JSX, you can see them right there. Their call sign, their radio call sign is Big Stripe. obvious reasons. Their logo is a big stripe. They operate the Embraer 135 out of the FBO here, and as you heard them talk to ground a little while ago when they were departing, they said they were going to need runway 25 right. Again, that's probably a weight issue. Runway 25 right is longer than 25 left. They typically depart from 25 left, and the Embraer 135 regional jet is not a real great performer. So when things get hot, they do sometimes have to go for the longer runway. American or American Eagle Embraer 170, 49, I believe he said 4986, SkyWest is rolling for takeoff. And this is Southwest 737-700 heading to Burbank. So that'll be a fairly short flight. I believe it's 4923 if I'm not mistaken. All right, so there's a big stripe right there, JSX flight. They are headed to Las Vegas, which is a relatively short flight. It's only 412 kilometers. That's what they're listing it here as, flight 406.
4986, contact departure.
Departure, good day, Sky 4986.
4221 on visual 55 miles. 4221.
All right, so we just heard on the radio, Southwest, another Southwest arrival is going to come in for 25 right. They were cleared for landing, and Tower asked them if they'd like 25 right, and they said yes. So once again, probably because of the heat or possibly the load.
Contact departure.
Flight 4221 is coming in from Oakland. I think that's the one. Yeah. 4221 is going to be on 25 right. 1181, the one that went around, is coming in from LAX, and they'll be up next. After 4221. It's not excessively hot today. The temperature is not over 100, but if they are heavy, if they have a full load, they may need the longer runways. So we're seeing these small aircraft departures requesting the longer runway, like this JSX that you're looking at. And we're seeing some of the approaches that normally would come into 25 left. We see them asking for 25 right. This one, right here, from Oakland.
Southwest 1181 on the visual 25 left.
All right, so 1181 will be on 25 left. They didn't ask the tower or request 25 right. So maybe their previous approach attempt was on 25 left, and maybe they just felt that they would need to reconfigure their landing speeds or whatever the case may be. But they'll stick with 25 left. They're up next. Meanwhile, we have...
That's 4621, Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, land point.
25 right, land point, trumpet.
4221. 4621. 4621 to Spokane. Another flight to Spokane, Washington. All right, up next for landing is 1181.
Wind 2504, runway 25 right,
And this is the one that went around. We saw that go around. This is 1181 landing from LAX. All right, and Big Stripe is up for departure next. This is the plane that requested 25 right for departure when they normally depart from 25 left in their little Embraer 135. I'll tell you, I haven't really heard too many good things about the performance of the Embraer 135. Not a lot good you can say about it. Especially in the hot weather performance. And there you can see the SkyTrain, the Phoenix SkyTrain there that goes between all the terminals and also the rental car complex. So let's see if we have any more arrivals. We do have Mountain Air. No. MNTN. This is a U.S. Navy Beechcraft. T-44. Okay. We have an interesting arrival coming up.
South Brotherly 1 Foxtrot 6, cross runway 25 right, turn around and echo contact right.
So we have a Honda Jet. No, I just missed that. A blocked aircraft, not on the flight tracker. I missed that Honda Jet. We have a. Oh, where's that thing? Not this one.
American 2311, 9 out on the visual, 25 left.
This is a Cessna Cargo Master.
5 miles ahead, runway 25 left, come in.
All right, so we have a U.S. Navy King Air. T-44 is the military term, and they'll be landing on 25 left. So that's something unique that we don't see all the time here. Right there. And this one right here is something we don't always see here at Sky Harbor. This one came out of the FBO as well, and they also requested 25 right for departure. It's an Italian aircraft with the propellers behind the wing. It's a Piaggio Avanti aircraft. Definitely not something you see very often, but I've seen them here at Sky Harbor a couple of times recently, and they've got those little stabilizer canards, they call it, right by the nose. They'll be departing also Alaska 637. All right, so this N611 GT, this Piaggio Avanti, is a private aircraft, and the destination is blocked.
One Golf Tango, Cosmic terms, departing Boeing 737, runway 25 right, line.
One Golf Tango.
One Golf Tango, runway 25 right, line.
One Golf Tango is the call sign. And there it is. It's a very uniquely designed aircraft, proving that you don't have to have the propellers in the front. The props can be in the back. And very interesting, sleek styling on this one. All right, and there it goes. So we have a couple of Southwests right here. We have 1, 2, and we have another Alaska.
Alaska 734, runway 25 right.
All right, so Alaska 734, the one that we just saw, take off. That was headed to Everett, Washington, and the Southwest.
25 left, clear to land, at 100.
This one landing from Las Vegas. And the one right behind it will be a departure. 1400 is actually an arrival coming in from Tulsa. Meanwhile, 2369 heading to Albuquerque is on the run. Is getting on the runway. All right, this one right here is 1400 from Tulsa. American 460 is on the runway, and let's see if we can. Now this is an A321 Neo, and it's headed across the country to Philadelphia. Flight 460. All right, so we have a flight landing, pulling into the gate here from Tulsa. And which gate will they go to? 2369. The one right there on the end. And the one right behind it that's making its way to the runway is Flight 715 to Los Angeles. I'm looking to see if we have any arrivals coming up. We do have an American. American 737 is coming up from Austin. Of course, coming up from the south, so they'll be landing right here. And this one here is a departure. Just pushed off the gate at the end, and there's one taxiing by the back of it. So 1373 headed to Tulsa, Oklahoma would be that one. And one departing, the MAX 8 behind it is departing for Long Beach.
Phoenix Tower, American 1083 is 11 out on the visual 25 left.
All right, so we have Tulsa, Oklahoma is what you're looking at right there. And there is one holding probably to let that one go first. The one in the background is going to depart for Long Beach. That is a 737 MAX 8 in the background. The Tulsa flight is just a 737-800. So they're, all right, so the MAX 8 flight is headed out. Or the Tulsa flight, is headed out. And then we have our Long Beach flight is going to taxi right behind them. All right, so we have two departures coming up. And there is actually going to be a third one. We have another Southwest departure. I see it pulling out of the ramp area to Oakland. All right, so we have these two. And they're joined up by a SkyWest. SkyWest CRJ will go first. And there's American landing from Austin, 737-800. All right, Southwest 1373 will go first. Making some minor adjustments to my tripod here. That really didn't help. That really didn't help much.
25 right, line of void.
I'm on kind of a weird angle here
Right on the Foxtrot, hold short of runway 25 right at Fox 9.
where it looks good like this, but then at other times it looks like it's off balance. All right, so this should be the MAX 8 headed to Long Beach.
Skies 4954, connect departure.
That's on the runway. And then the one for Oakland is behind it.
Southwest 3620, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Take off 25 right, Southwest 3620.
Southwest 139, 67, runway 25 right, line of void.
Right, line away, Southwest 139.
All right, so this right here is Southwest 139. And this plane will be headed up to Oakland. It's a 737-700. Smallest of Southwest's current fleet.
Southwest 1373, connect departure.
There is an American waiting for departure behind it. That American (979) to Charlotte. Okay. So, oops. It would help to not bump the tripod.
Southwest 3620, connect departure.
3620.
Charles 139, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 139.
American 979, connect to runway 25 right, line of void, transfer south, southeast.
Line of void 25 right, American 979.
All right, this is American 979 right there. This Airbus A321 is headed eastbound to Charlotte, North Carolina. And they're waiting for some traffic to cross. And they're departing now, and because they're going through 3 time zones, and it is a long flight, their scheduled arrival time in Charlotte is 7:25 tonight. So
American 1083 at Foxtrot 9, cross runway
it sounds like
25 right.
a long time, but
Foxtrot 9, cross 25 right.
that's what happens when you fly eastbound from way out here. You got to go through 3 time zones.
Sorry, Yellowstone 3 is on the visual 25 left.
Oh, look what we have coming up for departure.
25 left.
We have Breeze Airways. Haven't seen the Breeze in a while.
Southwest 139, connect departure. Roger.
All right, this is something. This is a.
Runway 25 right, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, 25 right.
This is a unique view. We haven't seen Breeze in a while here, but they do operate every day, or a couple times a week, whatever it is.
Roger, 5 minutes in trail of the American head. Roger, 535.
Moxie 535 is their call sign.
1560, we can get you right out. Make the right turn Delta and then use Delta 13, runway 25 right, line up wait.
So this is
Right, line up wait, American 1560.
this is an Airbus A220 300,
Goes from 93 Quebec out of 4,000.
and
Visual 25 left.
Tower told them that they'll have to wait 5 minutes in trail of the A321 that just took off. I'm assuming they're flying on the same flight path, and the A220 is a smaller aircraft, so they're going to have to wait. But Moxie 535 is departing for Richmond, Virginia, another cross-country flight. So Richmond is one of the cities that Breeze added earlier this year, in addition to the ones that they already fly, like Charleston, Provo, Utah, that they fly out of Sky Harbor. Non-stop flights to Richmond, Virginia. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a Breeze, but it's always nice to see an Airbus A220. They're nice looking airplanes for sure.
Thanks. American 338, Phoenix Tower, I'll get you out. There's no one here with your big sexy Delta 13. Okay, 125.
Yellowstone 3. That call sign Yellowstone 3 is a business jet. Now, of course, as you're seeing all these other aircraft pass by the Breeze, it's because Breeze was told to wait 5 minutes in trail of the A321.
You're 5 minutes in trail with the Airbus ahead. You're still waiting another.
All right, so they gave Breeze permission to go now. So we have, we have Moxie on the runway. All right, so Breeze is on the runway right now, and they'll be departing for Richmond. We also have a Frontier approaching the runway. Now we're getting busy with departures. right. So breeze is off. And here, Frontier 3475 to Las Vegas. Now we're getting into the noon departure lineup over here. We have Southwest right there. And Frontier. So we have Frontier and two Americans. The one in the front is headed to New Orleans, the A319 up in the front there. And
Southwest 3601,
the one behind it, 454,
right, clear for takeoff.
321 to be headed to Dallas. So we got New Orleans, Dallas, and Frontier.
75, Phoenix Tower, my 25 right, line of way, traffic departs parallel runway.
All right, they'll be going first. Frontier be going first.
Southwest 1696 to run up Foxtrot, hold short of runway 25 right at Foxtrot 6.
This is the Las Vegas flight.
Mach 2535, connect departure.
And this Frontier is an A320. It's the Rocky the Owl on this A321 or A320 Neo. They have Rocky the Owl tail art on it.
3601, connect departure.
See you later, Southwest 3601.
The plane is only 1 year old. It was just delivered last February 22. So it's relatively new. All right, so we have the, right there, we have the two American aircraft. The one in the front, New Orleans.
475, the Pilatus departure ends in a northwest heading, runway.
And the one behind it for Dallas.
Takeoff.
This plane is an Airbus A319.
American 152, Phoenix Tower, my 25 right, line up and wait, and be another minute in position for that.
All right, so air traffic control told these guys that they're going to be on the runway for a minute due to flow time. And that is a reference to the traffic, probably the arrival flow into New Orleans, because they coordinate with that as well. So when they depart from one airport, they have to be in a good traffic flow for their arrival airport. So they told them to wait for a minute, and there they go. Next up is Dallas, and we have an American or a Southwest.
American 1152, my 25 right, clear takeoff.
This one is an arrival, and they're waiting to pull into the gate.
Next 454, Phoenix Tower, Mike 25 right, line up away. Report to company Airbus rolling in sight. They're going to be southbound.
Runways 25 right up in here.
Southwest Flight 1696 from Austin, Texas is a 737 MAX 8. And they're waiting to pull into that gate right there. Waiting for, I guess, for some equipment to get moved. I know, it's hard to see what they're... hard to see what they're waiting for. But there is one American heading to Miami.
American 1152, connect departure.
Okay. There was one that was headed to Miami, and they were told to hold for 4 minutes due to traffic flow. Again, the same situation as the New Orleans flight a couple of minutes ago. So this plane, actually the plane that you're looking at on the top of your frame is an A321neo. That's the American flight 1147 to Miami. And they have to wait for, I think he said about 4 minutes for the arrival flow into the Miami airport. And their scheduled arrival time at Miami is 8 p.m. tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So it's another
454, connect departure.
Second 454.
another cross-country flight with a long time. It's around 12:30 right now, or 12:45 right now. So
Gulfstream 60, Lima Victor, Phoenix Tower.
it's going to be 8 o'clock when they land, at least. All right, so they're making their way up to the runway.
Our American 699, we're ready in sequence. American 699,
So we're going to have another delay for the next American departure.
American 1147, runway 25 right, line of way, traffic departure, parallel runway.
Runway 25 right here.
November 60, Lima Victor.
American 1147 right there, departing from Miami, is on the runway, and they're waiting for some traffic. But the next one up behind it is another plane that's going to have about a 5-minute delay due to, as they call it, in-trail spacing. So what that means is that these two aircraft are going to be flying on the same flight path, probably headed in the same direction.
Lima Victor.
Well, at least for the beginning of the flight.
Line of way, traffic departure, parallel runway.
The second aircraft is headed to Austin. So they have to wait for in-trail spacing, and here goes the Miami flight. And we do have, a Southwest pushback right there.
American 1147, 1330,
And Southwest 322 to Las Vegas. is pushing back right now. The American, let's see, they're still waiting.
Batal, you're at District 24 is visual runway 2. American 24, fixed runway 25 left. They're cleared to land, wind 3004, traffic holding in position, will depart prior to your arrival. Clear land, 0 to 20.
We have a blocked aircraft, another blocked aircraft approaching for runway 25 left.
Airbus just lifting at the departure end in sight.
It is a Cessna C750 Citation. Cessna Citation.
November 6 to Lima Victor, maintain visual separation with the American Airlines runway 25 left to takeoff, traffic unable.
And this is one of those aircraft where they give you no information, so we have to go over to ADSB to look this one up. And we can see that this is MVJ24 call sign. It's a N224CX approaching. It's operating under the limited aircraft data program. So flight data is not available. It's, where is it? It's, I can't see it yet, but it should be approaching soon. Okay, I see it now. I see it visually, but my camera probably can't get to it yet. And this one that you're looking at is the Southwest headed to Las Vegas.
Lima Victor, contact departure 12618.
Right there. And so this is a Cessna 750 Citation X. Landing from somewhere. The origin is blocked. And taxiing for departure will be another Frontier. $34.92 to Detroit, an Airbus A320neo. We have one American and one Southwest waiting for departure right there. All right, so this plane is 5 years old. So this plane right here looks like it should be leaving soon. Looks like they're getting it closed up, but the beacon is not on, so it's not leaving imminently.
Airbus suggest 24 for Southwest 322 Phoenix Tower.
Ready to go. Hold straight 25 right. Southwest 322.
Southwest 322,
5 right.
And we can see some ramp activity on this aircraft. And let's see what we have here.
runway 25 right, close to takeoff.
5 right. Clear for takeoff. Southwest 322.
Southwest 3003. I don't. Yeah, that may be it. 3003.
Frontier Flight 3492 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right, in the line up and wait. Report to Southwest 737 rolling in sight, open northbound.
Good day, Mega 699.
I'm checking to see if there's any more arrivals that'll be coming by us.
Frontier Flight 3492, maintain visual separation, runway 25 right, close to takeoff.
We have Southwest approaching from San Diego,
Connect departure.
Departure, Southwest 322. See ya.
See ya.
along with an American from Ontario, and Southwest from Orange County. So where am I seeing all these aircraft? I'm seeing them on Flight Radar 24, and I see them over the Buckeye and Goodyear areas right now, which means that they are on the downwind approach. They're currently, there's 3 in a row. They're about 16,000 feet, and they'll make their way over to the east and then around, and then they'll be coming in on this runway. We have a pushback about to happen right over here. Jet bridge has been pulled back on this plane. It looks like they're ready for departure. Do we have a flight number? Do we know where this one is headed to?
Frontier Flight 3940, cushion 3492, connect departure.
Let's see, 490 perhaps? Yeah, it looks like that's going to be 490. And you can see there's one being towed from the hangar in the background. I wonder if that one, 7864, all right, they're being towed from one hangar or from one gate to another. All right, so the one, all right, so we have some activity going on here. N7864B is being towed somewhere to a gate, and this one was pushed back, and Flight 1460 headed to Salt Lake City. Okay. So 1460 to Salt Lake City. It's right here. And the other one to Denver, or to, Denver is right there. 737-800. Southwest 490. Yeah. All right, so this aircraft is a 737-800. As you can see, for those not familiar with different 737 models, the 800 series has 2 exit doors over the wing, whereas the 737-700 only has 1 exit door over the wing, as that one right there. This is the one that's being towed from one gate to another. I guess to be made ready for a flight. All right, so they're going for the first gate. It looks like, well, no, second gate. The one that that plane just came out of, actually, is where this one is headed to. Departing right now is WestJet.
WestJet 4203, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, 25 right, WestJet.
All right, we haven't seen WestJet for a while here. They do operate every day.
Runway 25 right, line up wait.
And from Calgary, and yeah, this one that you just saw was headed to Calgary. I believe they also have another destination in Canada, Edmonton, maybe. But they are a frequent visitor here. Up on the north side, we have a departure coming up of Air Canada, and they're going to be making their way down here for departure.
Southwest 1460, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Take out 25 right, Southwest 14.
All right. So 1460
490 pretty clear, runway 25 right.
is departing.
Westjet 1403, contact.
Or 1403, keep it.
Southwest 2673, runway 25 left, clear for land, with 21086.
Airline 25 right, Southwest 25. Departure South 14.
All right, that was 490 right there. That was the one that just took off, the one headed for Denver. We should be having an arrival. We should be having a Southwest arrival. And it should be coming on 25 left right about now. Right there.
Alright, 283, 8 miles out, 25 left. For who?
Just rechange to runway 25 right, runway 25 right, settle in.
Airline 25 right, American, and Sweden.
All right, so American is switching runways to the right side. And so I just want to take a moment to thank everybody that's watching for being here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit your notification, your bell notification, so you'll get notified when I go live next. And on this live stream, we are, of course, on Terminal 4 South today. American 283 is coming up. They'll be landing on the right side. They're from Ontario. It's little A319. And there will be at Southwest landing.
Southwest 2673, right on the Foxtrot, hold short of runway 25 right at Foxtrot, Niner.
And they'll be landing on the left side probably.
Southwest 2673, what's the call sign? Hold short runway 25 right.
Okay. All right. So there's another one switching over to 25 right. All right, so we have a Southwest departure, 1181 to Atlanta, and that's Southwest from Orange County. Will be landing on 25 right. They also they were also offered and accepted the suggestion of 25 right. I like runway 25 right landings because we can actually see them touch down right in front of us. Here we go. All right, so this would be the flight to Atlanta. 11:41.
King Air 6 November Hotels with you at the visual 25 left.
11:81.
Number 416 November Hotel, Phoenix Tower, my 25 left, clear to land, wind 2407.
407, clear to land, 26. Excuse me, 25 left, 6 November Hotel.
We have another Southwest coming in for 25 left, followed by a King Air, I believe.
Southwest
6 November Hotel, thanks.
Southwest 1181, runway 25 right, take off. 25 right.
All right, we have another big stripe, another JSX Embraer 135, 402.
Delta 918 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 left, clear to land, wind 23012.
And they're headed to Burbank. Just like the last one that went to Vegas, this one also requested departure on the left side. It's an Embraer 135. And there's that King Air they were talking about.
Foxtrot, hold short runway 25 right at Foxtrot 9.
Right there.
Right on Foxtrot, hold short of 25 right at Foxtrot 9.
And it looks like we have another one. Well, I wonder where that one is going. You can see way over there in the background, we have an aircraft waiting for 25 left, or possibly just waiting to cross, like the other one did. First one is a FlexJet business jet, and there's a Army transport Pat 100 behind it, but they're probably going to depart from right there on 25 left. All right.
Big Shark 402, having departure. Fox 25 right on Fox 9, join Echo, contact ground, southwest 1.
All right, so we should be hearing, let's see. All right, so FlexJet is departing.
My 25 left, Hotel 7 line of approach at 5 miles an hour. 5 left, Hotel 7 line of approach.
Yep, there you heard him on the radio. FlexJet 371 is departing from 25 left. And we can see, no, we can't see him. Right there is the Army transport. Pat 100 is their call sign.
Delta 918, high speed, and then at Fox 4 across from like 25 right, join Delta and contact ground. Okay, at Fox 4 across 25 right, and Delta. Fox at 371, and like 25 left, Hotel 7, clear for takeoff. Hotel 7,
Let's see, what else do we have on approach? In November 65 Romeo, we have a Epic E100, which is a private turboprop. Okay, well that's something a little bit different. All right, so we're going to get, they're going to land on 25 left. We're going to get that one as soon as I'm able to see it. Okay, the Army is still waiting.
Take care of me, Cutter. Roger.
Fox 371, cutting approach.
Southwest 2310, I'm sorry.
I don't see it. Did they already land?
Southwest 2310, Phoenix Tower, I'd like to get a King Air off the left side. Can you change over to 125 right?
Okay.
25 right, 25 right, so long.
Right there. That is an Epic E1000. Oh, look at that. Look what we got right there. Look at that, guys. We got a KC-135 pulling out of the National Guard ramp.
25 right, and clear to land, 25 right, we got 49.
And they're right behind the Army transport Beechcraft. The C-12 Huron is what they're called. Now, the question is, will they depart from 25 right? Will they give the KC-135 runway 25 right, or will they let them go on 25 left? Most of the time, they've been given 25 right, but I have seen them
100 Phoenix Tower, runway 25
take
left,
off
Hotel 7, line up away. Next
from 25 left.
25 left, Hotel 7, line up away, at 100.
And this aircraft, this KC-135 that you're looking at right now is the oldest aircraft in the oldest active aircraft in the Air Force, U.S. Air Force inventory currently. The serial number is 571419. It was built in 1957 or early 1958. Delivered to the Air Force in May of 1958. This plane is 65 years old.
Yeah, 7-2 heavy, Phoenix Tower, runway 2, approaction drops, runway 25 left at 827, and right now we'll taxiway Foxtrot.
All right, so they're definitely going for 25 right. They're going to disappear behind that building for a few minutes, but we're going to see them taxi by on the other side.
Transport 959, affirmative, runway 25 right, clear. 25 right, clear.
And right there. Wait, was that a second one, or is there more than one? No, that's the same one. Okay. So like I was saying, these Air Force refueling tankers are slowly being replaced by the KC-46 Boeing, but for now, they are active, and the unit, the Air National Guard unit here in Phoenix, is an operator of the KC-135. They have several of them in the fleet. And this aircraft continues to perform day in and day out. 65 years old. Delivered in May 1958. That's really amazing how how long these Boeing aircraft last. Of course, they don't get the kind of heavy use that the airliners get, but still, that is a long time. The Air Force has taken good care of them. They've been reskinned, re-engined. They've got newer engines. They've got newer exterior skin and other modifications. Listen to that sound. All right, so there they go, off there in the distance. KC-135, U.S. Air Force. And interestingly, there is no call sign for it. I missed that call sign on the radio. I wonder if there is a call sign on... Yeah. The call sign is Fiat 72. Okay. In Southwest 3003. I wonder where this one is going. I wonder where that one is going and why they are taxiing the other way. Let's see. 2310. All right, they landed and they're just going around because their gate is occupied. Next up for arrival will be a Cessna 525 Citation jet. We have a citation for 25 left. They're not visible just yet. And right there, you can see some Southwest crew really booking along there in their little vehicle. All right, well, there goes a 737-700. I don't see that citation jet. Oh, I think I do now. Too far away to see on camera, though. All right. The Cessna 525 Citation jet landing on 5 left is over the numbers right there on that side. And we have an American coming across the bridge.
Southwest 2934, connect departure.
Good day, Southwest 2934.
American 570 to San Antonio.
Tower 1967, join final 25 left.
Southwest 2967, pretty clear, only 25 left, so land, wind 2604.
Land, 25 left, 29.
All right, so American 570 to San Antonio is making its way onto the runway right now. We have a SkyWest landing, or no, Big Stripe.
If you miss Hotel 4, Norway to Hotel 3.
You have a Big Stripe or JSX, Embraer 135 landing on 25 left.
Southwest 3736, connect departure.
Departure Southwest 3736.
Citation 70 Hotel Whiskey, Hotel 3 Hotel, remain this frequency and departing today.
And looks like a business jet there, right there, will be departing on 25 left.
Next 572 road over the eclipse track. We still can't have for another 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely going for 25 left.
Delta 29,
Departure.
I know it's a little late, but you want runway 25 right?
I would take 25 right.
Delta 29, 67, change runway 25 right, runway 25 right, clear line.
Clear line 25 right, that's right.
We have a Delta departure, and the American to San Antonio.
Left, Hotel 7, lots of white. Next to that would be land Taylor Reynolds.
Well, they were told they have a few minutes to wait for spacing along that flight path. They're headed to San Antonio.
Big Sharp 413, Hotel 3, Hotel the parking.
We have a Southwest landing on 25 right. All right, this one is 1950 from Boise, Idaho. This is an arrival, and so they are pulling into the ramp. We got several open gates over here.
25 right, line up window.
All right, looks like American for San Antonio was cleared to go. And behind that we have
5 right, American 570.
Alaska. And behind that we have Air Canada Rouge. All right, let's take a look at American flight 570 to San Antonio. Alaska, 651. And they're headed to Seattle. The Seattle Tacoma Airport, SeaTac. Oops. And next up, we have Air Canada Rouge.
Alaska 651, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff. Picking up on 25 right.
And this flight is an A321. It is headed to Toronto, Ontario. We are going to have a small FedEx cargo, or no, Southern Airways Express cargo. Southern Airways Express will be landing on 25 left. They're coming in with a Cessna 208 Cargo Master. So we are coming up on 2.5 hours. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to be up for a little while longer, and we'll call it a 2.5 hour stream today. We don't have any more departures right now. Now we do have Southwest 6612 is the one you're looking at right now. Back of that one, that one's headed to Baltimore. We have Contour, no, not Contour. Yeah, we have Contour Airways. Embraer 140 headed up to Page, Arizona. They're taxiing. We should see them any moment. There they are. All right, Southern Airways is coming in for 25 left. They've been cleared to land, although let's see them. Okay, there they are. Flight 353. And Contour is departing for Page, which is up by the Glen Canyon Dam area, Lake Mead. Extreme northern Arizona, right up there by Utah.
Contact departure. Have a good day, Southwest 6612.
All right, so we're looking for Southern Airways 355. No, they're going to be a really small aircraft, still too far away to see it.
Friendly 353, would you like 25 right? Are you parking in box 15 or something? Help you out. Runway 353, change to runway 25 right, runway 25 right, clear to land, wind 240 at 5, gust 15. Right, 25 right. Southwest 29. 29, heading tower, runway 25 left, clear to land, wind 240 at 5, gust 15.
All right, Southern has switched to 25 right, and so they're going to be right there, and they're going to touch down right in front of us. All right. So we had a pretty successful live stream today, I think. Not the greatest traffic that I was hoping for, but I realized this is not one of the rush hour periods, but we're going to go ahead and call it a stream here, guys. I want to
Next hour, runway 25 right, line
thank everybody for tuning in. And I just want to say, once again, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. You'll be notified when I go live again. I really would appreciate a like. If you're into aviation and you like this, you like plane spotting, go ahead and give it a like. It helps the YouTube algorithm to spread us out to more viewers. And I will see you guys on the next stream, which will be soon. So for now, take care, everybody.